everyone. Welcome to today's session on hack, where you will learn what is a hackathon, why does it exist, who conducts it, you to participate there, and what are the benefits from that. And we'll also look at some popular hackathons such as Smart India Hackathon and Google Solution Challenge. So, move on. So the question starts: what is a hackathon? So hackathon is a fourth menu. It's a mixture of two words: hack, marathon. So marathon, you all know. So it's like a running race or race. There's a time limit, and different people compete to reach the finish line. And hack. So hack, you get runs social media accounts, that kind of hacking, ethical or whatever. Hack here means enthusiasm where people build solutions, people build products, people build projects in prescribed time limits. So it's collaborative engineering in a short period of time. It will be 24 weeks or 48 hours. So the goal of hackathons is to create functioning software and hardware by the end of the event. What are the benefits of hackathons, you might ask? So there are only these benefits: teamwork, prizes and funding, networking, exposure to new ideas, resume building, and demonstrating your abilities. So let us go through one. So what does teamwork here is? You can see that institutes such as take any college university to struggle to offer students such opportunities where they can increase the team skills. So hackathons provide a environment for the students where they work in a team, different people take different roles, team, and then build a product. So besides collaborative learning, um, gives the benefit that ends in hackathon. So whenever you are working in a team and there's already networking, so when you attend hackathons, you will find uh, people with same set, person, different kinds of different places, different colleges. So it's a place to network. Mm. And then there is prize and funding. So hackathon, the participation fee. Many hackathons are actually free to participate in, but they offer a huge amount of prize. Can be from range from $100 to $500, or if a hackathon conducted by some for VCs or investors. Okay, you can also they can also funding for some project that that we build in hackathon startup level. Then there is networking. So as already so then there is networking. Already said, hackathons are excellent locations to network. Hackathons not so much, but the majority of hackathons, the COVID hackathons are also conducted online. Still a place to network where you meet different kinds of people and broaden your professional knowledge. And there are all kinds of tech savvy people who are speaking about the exposure to new ideas. So whenever you participate in hackathons, you see that problem statement you have chosen, some also chosen, right? And they might also have their own different statements under open input. So there you can see how your implementation and their implementation differs. Uh, it might explore through different ideas, fresh and innovative ideas by participating in hackathons. And there is resume building. Each hackathon you fit in, you will by the end of the hackathon, you will have a working all those projects you can just showcase on resume. The hackathons also show that you can work under high pressure. So it shows a person's skill, which have teamwork abilities, which can work in high pressure circumstances and work effectively. So these skills are very valuable in many industries. So these are all these you can put on your resume. Then there is demonstrating your abilities. Hackathons, although they have a competitive aspect, so participants can show their skills and creativity. For example, if you framework or a language, you can showcase your skills on that language or that framework or that by playing in hackathons and building projects. And you can also create real world solutions using the latest technology. Some skills can't be shown under any other circumstances. You can show in hackathons. So it can everything from the ideation stage, how you plan the project to the building phase and the reviews. So each hackathon has a reviews by the members. So every stage they saw project and this year made in the amount of time. So what are some popular hackathons? So these days hackathons are popular and they're conducted by almost major companies and different colleges. There are the organizations to non-profit organizations. Some popular hackathons are Smart India Third Grade, IBM Hack Challenge, Accenture Innovation Challenge, then Uber Tag. Google conducts several different, and there's Myntra's Hack Ramp, India, and there are a lot of different hackathons which you can participate in. Benefits you get in participating in hackathons are conducted. With that, of the hackathon, the finalists, they get to stand for the hiring for a company. They might take you as an intern and give you a full-time job. Now that you know a little bit about hack, you might feel that where do you find okay, get to know that okay, this hackathon is being conducted. So there are several destinations, several platforms which you can visit. So those are Stop, Devfolio, Hack to Skill, and Hackathon. Stop is the most popular one, where all many companies recently the last previously conducted Flipkart grade was conducted on Stop. Accenture Innovation Challenge was also conducted on So Unstop has hackathons from basic level to the high level conducted by the companies. There is portfolio. They conduct hackathons on variety of domains, including blockchain, Web3, and all other domains. There is also the Hackers Calendar also provide this partially a job platform where you can have jobs too. Now that you know that you want to participate in a hackathon, teammates. A hackathon requires good teammates. So those can be your mutual friends, or you can find on college technical clubs or LinkedIn or so mutual friends as might be having friend of friends which they said they are interested in participating in a hacker. So you can contact them and join them if they are looking. And college technical clubs, TDSC for example, or any other clubs. So people active in this club, if you have the skills to participate in the hackathons, right? All the development skills, coding and all. So you can you know, get connect potential teammates. These clubs. Then on LinkedIn, you might have seen people posting about their hackathon achievements. Right? You can connect with them. You can learn from them. Also ask them part of your team. Or you can also post on LinkedIn that you are for team members, and people will happily agree to working in the teams. And the last one is a little different. Other hackathons. So once you hackathons, you will connect with all different from different colleges, different places. So you can ask them to your team. You can them and then what are the teamwork and the rules? Now that you have a team, so what essentially goes into the teamwork? So what roles each people? So hackathon time bound and everything goes on rapid. So collaborating effectively is crucial. Teams differs from diverse sets. You can have a UI designer there, guy, a backend developer, Android developer, AI developer, all parts of these. It's very good, different skilled in different technologies. Communication skills and all the roles are assigned based on their skills and you need to have clear communication before you have to plan all the everything who and what thing and to ensure that the project can be integrated seamlessly and there is also use of version systems where such as GitHub and Git from which people multiple people can collaborate on a single project and manage code efficiently. So well coordinated teams definitely maximizes productivity and increases the chance of successful hackathon. Next, I hand over to Vikas. And
Yep. Hi guys, I'm Vikas. I'm from third year CSIT. So, have you heard of Smart India Hackathon? So, next slide, please. So, Smart India Hackathon is a nation level initiative in India. It's one of the largest hackathon in the world. It's organized by Government of India. So, in mainly Smart India Hackathon, students can contribute to solving real world problems faced by government entities or organizations. There are mainly 16 different themes and total of 239 problem statements. By participating in this initiative, students can help address different problem statements, and this hackathon consisting of both hardware and software solutions. So next slide. There are some guidelines for the Smart India Hackathon. Uh, so SIH is conducted by Government of India, and there are some guidelines for this. So mainly guidelines for the Smart India Hackathon are: the team should be consisting of exactly 6 members and including team member, and in a team we should have one female team member, and you should not be forming teams between different colleges. No inter college teams are allowed. You can form teams between different branches in our own college itself. And the timeline for the SIH hackathon is: so firstly, uh, the SIH consisting of two phases. One is like college internal level and the SIH main level. So in an internal level, the idea submission for the college will be the last date for is on 19th September. So we need to select a problem statement from the 239 problem statements. After that, we need to give a we need to give a PPT presentation, or there will be an internal hackathon round. After that, college management will be shortlisting some teams on the based on PPT and internal hackathon assessments. After that, the registration and idea submission deadline is on 30th September 2023. So there is like less time for that. So if you are someone who is doing the Smart India hacker, you should apply as soon as possible. Then after that, this is a phase one of the hackathon. After that, once you submit the PPT to Smart India Hackathon on before 30th September, there will be idea evaluation period where you'll be judged based on your PPT, and the PPT should be consisting of a different certain format. In that PPT, you should involve the tech stack and everything will be included regarding flowcharts, what the problems you are solving. And after the PPT evaluation round, we'll be announcing the finalist results. It will be on 16th October, and the centers for the hackathons will be announced on 16th October itself. After that, there will be some 10 days training period for the finalist, and the main hackathon will be conducted from 3rd November to 7th November. This is the main timeline for that. So now we have seen the timeline and deadline. So how do we pick a problem statement? Since there are many problem statements, there are like 239 problem statements, both including hardware and software. So firstly, identify your interest and expertise, and determine the domains and industry that you are aligned with your team's interest and expertise. Consider your skills and specific interests you are passionate about, and prioritize the problem statements. Once you have the sense of your interest, prioritize the problem statements that that your team are interested in. Look for the problem statement that you feel confident and you can complete the project in the given timeline. So uh, pick a problem statement that matches what you're good at and what you're like to do. Next, PPT. Is the PPT on, Dikshita?
No, 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 Vikas.
Okay, let me share. Uh, can you share the PPT?
Wait.
I think Shubh is doing that. Let's see.
Almost.
Yep. Sorry for the interruption. So, yep. So now we choose the problem statement. Now we need to stand out from the rest of the crowd. Like select a problem statement that is very uncommon and something that everyone is not likely to pick. So this is the way your solution is more distinctive, and it creates more impact. So, and one more thing, we should be able to, keep in mind that is the project is doable or not too big. Like we should be able to choose a problem that you can solve in the given time, and do not pick some problem statement which is too you like it's very huge and you can't solve in this given time. So, and validating a problem statement. If you have selected any problem statement, try to look for any previous implementations. Maybe someone had made the project earlier. So try to search for type of implementation, and from that you can try to understand how they solve the problem. Is the solution is scalable or not? How can you uh, include the some features of their project in the Smart India Hackathon? By this, we can validate and ensure the we are going in the right direction. Now I introduce Raghavendra Reddy. He's our senior from fourth year. Last year, SIH 2022 finalist. Now I invite to him to speak on like experiences on SIH.
Yeah. Hello, Vikas. Am I audible?
Yep, yep.
Yes, yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Raghvendra. So I'm a runner-up of SIH 2022. So our problem statement was abstractive text summarization, where the domain was included on natural language processing, deep learning, and transfer learning. So domain was not fixed for us, so we can change anything, but only thing which the SIH expects is a solution from us. So basically, the procedure starts with the campus edition. So where only thing matters is your presentation and your, how you project your solution. So what all you have to do is, so there is no particular format when you present a PPT in our college. So in campus edition, but I have followed one certain format. So which included, you have to have a minimum of 10 to 15 slides, and exceeding 15 slides is okay, but it is like, it becomes too dragging, or it is like, it is not so acceptable. So it is better to have 10 to 15 slides in between. And so you can have in the format like this. So you can have the slide one where you can include the name of the team, the project, and your team member names. And then after that, in slide two, you have to include the abstract which is mentioned in the portal. So when you open the SIH portal along with the problem statement, you will have the abstract of that project, or the problem statement. So bring up that problem statement and include the abstract in the same slide. So make sure that you're not utilizing multiple slides for introduction of the project. So after that, in slide 3 and 4, so you have to explain what exactly the problem is, not directly striving into the solution. So mine is abstractive text summarization. So in 3 and 4 slide, I've just included what is text summarization and what are types of text summarization. So in that types, abstractive text summarization is important one. So in slide 4, I've kept more in detail about abstractive text summarization. So after that, in slide 5, you have to show that there are already some existing solutions, or you have to check whether there are already whether there are any solutions that are existing. So if so, you have to put that all things, so that it shows that you have researched something on the project, and the evaluator gets to know that you are showing your interest towards the project. And after that, in your slide 6, you have to put all the solutions which you have got up with. So there, for one single problem, you have multiple. So for my project only, I can do it in multiple ways. I can use transformers, I can use LSTMs, and multiple things. But I went to transformers and transfer learning because it was optimal one. So in sixth slide, you have to mention exactly, what all things you got when you were researching. And in the next upcoming 3 to 4 slides, you have to explain the complete solution of, how the problem can be solved with the chosen solution. So I've chosen the transformers. So first you have to explain what exactly is transformer in the presentation. Then you have to show what exactly is the input to the transformers, how transformers will process these things, and how it will bring out the solution. So I have to explain each and everything in detail in next coming 3 to 4 slides. And in the slide 10 or 11, you have to mention what all technology stack you are using. So for me, it can be like, I'm using Python. In Python, I'm going with NLP. In NLP, I'm using deep learning. For deep learning, again, I have PyTorch and, some other things. So I'm using PyTorch. In PyTorch, which transform am I using? So you have to mention all those technology stack which you're using. And it is benefitable if you also put your dependencies and your showstoppers, like, where exactly your problem will, your solution is not going to be acceptable for this. If it is a major problem, skip to put that. If it is a minor one, you can put it. It shows that you're also going through the disadvantages and you're trying to cover up the disadvantage. But if it's a big one, you should not put it, because it means that your solution is not optimal for that. And in slide 11, you can put a conclusion. So in campus level, till you become a finalist for this hackathon, all and which everything is matters is only your presentation. So how you present your problem statement, and that only matters. So in your internal hackathon, so you'll be asked to present your this presentation in the in the campus itself, where multiple doctorates of our campus, and also there will be external person who will be coming from outside, will be seeing all our projects. They will evaluate how far your solution is going to be optimal, cost effective, and space effective. So based upon these things, they'll select you to finale. So here it's not the final, you have not become finale here itself. So here what exactly happens is, when you get selected in campus edition, you will be given a form where you have to fill up. So where you'll have to fill up the your personal details and etc. So to the team leader, they'll be sending a mail where you'll be consisting the login of your account. So which will be your mail ID and the password, which will be given by the SIH people. So as soon as you get that, you have to just open that. There you'll see a section called you have to upload the solution. So there you have to select for which problem you're producing the solution, and they'll give a PPT format of 4 slides. So I'll just show you at the end if possible. So in that 4 slides, you have to, they'll give some particular format where you have to put everything in that particular format. And idea is to be simple. That's it. You cannot put something complex which the people cannot understand. So just put everything in a simple way so that people can understand, and people should think that that solution that can be a doable thing. It's not something which can be they should not think that this cannot be done. So put something that is doable and in a simple way, and after that you will be selected. The selected people will get the mails, and most of these SIH mails will be into the spam. So once you are applying for SIH, please make sure that every day and every hour you have to please check your mails, because I faced a problem of this. So whenever I got selected, I was not notified because that mail went into spam. At the end of the on the end date, I got a mail from the person of the hackathon, from the center, nodal center, that I didn't accept I didn't accept this what is the selection. So you please just check out every day, you'll get a mail at some point of time and you'll not be notified. So either you just check out your mail in your spams and etc., or else you just go to the website and check for your team name. So in both of the cases, you have to just check whether you have selected or not, because or else you'll face a problem. So sometimes they might not give a reminder mails and etc., because the time is less. They have to complete in 2023 only. So they might not extend the dates for this time. So my suggestion is every day is to check your mails every day, even in the spam folder. So as soon as you get that, you will be given a nodal center. So for multiple problem statements, they'll be given some different nodal centers. So though there might be some 200 applications for a single problem statement, they only select 5 to 8 members. So in this 5 to 8 members, they have to go to nodal centers. So after going to nodal centers, the food and travel charges, everything will be given by the nodal center there itself. And what exactly happens there is exactly a 48 hours hackathon. So in this 48 hours hackathon, in the first day you will be having 2 evaluations, and in the second day you will be having 2 evaluations. So in the first evaluation round, what exactly happens is the panel members will come to your desk. So you have to just show your presentation. So once you are into a final, you are in a finale, PPT doesn't matter much, except in the first thing, in the first evaluation. In the first evaluation, you're not supposed to show your solution, because you will be doing at your home and you will be showing there, but people assume that you're doing it over there only. So you have to show that you're thinking to use this solution, and they will say whether you have to use that solution or not. So you have to show the same presentation which you have shown in the campus edition. It's not mandatory, but it would be better because you have already kept all the research slides and etc. So that will help you here. So after here, they'll say you to produce a solution using this and this. Though they say you something, you have to just not argue with them. Rather, you have to say that there are problems with this thing, there are problems with this thing. So you'll accept. They said us to do using LSTMs. So, but we have already done the project using transformers. So doing it through LSTM is a tedious task for us at that time at that point of time. So what we have done is, so we just said to them, we have just shown the drawbacks of LSTMs. What happens exactly when we use LSTMs, and what exactly happens if I don't use LSTM. So what you have to just prove that your solution is the optimal one without arguing. You have to just put the proofs, that's it. So then they will accept. After that, after 6 hours, I guess they will come for second evaluation. at that point you have to show your project to them in an execution mode. At this point, I think PPT doesn't matter. You just have to open and you have to say that we have used we have used this solution, or you're using this technology, and we have produced this output and etc. So there, what you have to do is you have to show your output. At that point, what exactly those people do is what they are expecting to you, what they are expecting from you to show in the next evaluation. Are there any mistakes in your project, or whether it's like and earlier on, one more thing. I'll just speak about multiple problem statements soon. And there you have, what exactly they'll give you is what exactly is the drawback of your project and what you can include in the project and etc. So you have to just take them, you have to just note everything, and you have to include whatever they have said, and you have to present it in the next day morning. And probably people might not stay overnight over there. They will say that you can take rest for some hours. That's okay. So that all depends upon individual participant. So in the next day, in the third evaluation, you have to show what all improvements you have done on the points which they have said. So whatever they have said, you have to just note them and you have to implement them. And after, in the third round, if everything is okay, they'll say that everything is okay. You have to find the cloud charges if you deploy that model, and etc. And if that is okay with, and if that is okay, then you have to just you have to just check out for the charges, what will happen if you deploy that project, and how much will be the monthly charges, and are there any things which you can remove so that the charges can be reduced. So these things, now the stage, you have arrived to a stage where they are expecting you to optimize the project. So in fourth stage, you have to in the fourth round of your evaluation, you have to explain, these things can be done. So if we'll use another, another technique, or if you can implement this thing in another way, you can get this thing. You can explain in them, and you can show that your solution is better, and it is also cost effective and space effective. So this is all about complete process, and after that you'll get a call to come to auditorium, and then they'll declare the winners. That's another part. So now I have some tips which you can follow to get selected in SIH. So in campus edition, I've already said you about the presentation. And one thing you have to remember in campus edition is teamwork. Every member of a team has to speak. So we were given a comment that this project would be more better if it is led by complete team. So group work is mandatory, but we were given a chance over there because of less participants. But this time it is more. The count of participants are more. So obviously everyone on the group has to speak. If you don't speak, assume that you're not going to be selected. So choosing teammates, as already the previous persons have mentioned, choose wisely so that everyone has to speak, whether they know, whether they don't know, that's another thing. If you don't speak, that's really a problem for you. And second thing is, SIH will sometimes give you an option called wildcard entry if the number of participants or number of applications are less. So that is actually a great opportunity which you can use. So what exactly is wildcard entry is, the same teammates will, the teams which are selected to, from the campus edition, will be given an option to submit multiple ideas. So where we have submitted multiple ideas over here. So basically what exactly happens is, uh, you will be if I got selected from campus edition, I'll be given login credentials, and they'll ask me to be a wildcard entry also. You have to make use of this opportunity, like thinking that only one problem statement is enough and that will get selected will not help you out much. So also choosing a problem statement, there is a tip which you can follow. That is, whenever you open a website, there will be one column called number of applications. How many number of people have applied to that project or to that problem statement. So choose a statement which is not having completely, you have to avoid the problem statement which is having higher number of applications, and you have to avoid which is also having less than 5 or 6 number of applications. Because each problem statement, they will be having if they get 20 applications, 200 applications, or 500 applications also, for a problem statement, number of candidates they'll select is only, or number of teams they will select is only from 5 to 8. So there may be 1,000 members that they may be applying to that, but the only possibility is they will only select 5 to 8 teams only. So first tip is select those problem statement which is having submissions between 10 to 20. That will help you out. Second thing is, if you're choosing for smart automation or abstract to text summarization. So in my case, what happened is, the first abstract to text summarization which we have applied was not selected. but I've applied two projects. Both were of same domain, abstract to text summarization only, but they were from different ministries. One was from Ministry of Health or something, and one was from Ministry of something. So for second one, the number of applications were less. So when applications are less, that is in between 10 to 20, when you put an optimal solution, that will be considered to be a plus point for them and plus point for you. So for each problem statement, obviously from 5 to 8 they have to select. So when your solution is a bit, when they feel that that is optimal, there is no other choice of choosing apart from 20 members. In your 20 members, if that is optimal, they'll choose you only. So choose a problem statement in that way, and also check the number of applications. And if there is an option of wildcard entry, please make use of that. And while making wildcard entry, also check the number of applications. They are asking you because the number of applications are less, so make use of that. So if the number of applications are more, they'll not ask for wildcard entry. If number of applications are less, they'll ask for wildcard entry. So make use of that. So, and people might feel that they might be confident that their problem statement will get selected and their solution will get selected. It's not the case. It all depends upon when you are applying also. So the another tip is, whenever you get the login credentials, try to apply or try to make the PPT as soon as possible and apply in the same day as soon as you get the login credentials. So the reason is, if the problem statement is getting multiple solutions, when your solution is the optimal one, and if it is applied at the last also, they might have already chosen those 5 teams which they want. So when they have chosen already those 5 teams, there is a less chance that you will get selected. So when you apply in the beginning itself, when the applications are less only, so the what will happen is this, the advantage is your application will be sent to them first, and they will check your thing. And before that, they won't have any idea of other people's solution. So when yours is the first one, they'll feel that that is the optimal, and they'll try to select you in the first itself. So tip number one is go for wildcard entry. Second, tip number two is apply as advanced as you can. And tip number three is make it as simple as possible. Do not put, they'll ask for flow graphs and etc. It doesn't mean that you have to put some, a very big tree structure and etc. Explain as simple as possible. So this is all, exactly whatever you do. And what is important is the PPT which you are submitting here. So if you don't do it properly here, or if you try to put it complex or oversimplified, so this won't work. Make it simple, make it understandable, do it as simple as possible. And after going there also, whatever tips they say to you, you have to just follow that and try to put it over there. Because people will think that whatever you're saying, whatever they say, you have to understand and listen, that's it. So if you feel that it is not acceptable also, you cannot you cannot argue with them that, sir, we cannot do this thing or like this. Only thing which you can do is just you have to say okay, and you have to just speak to them in a normal way. And also, whenever the panel members come to your bench or desk, you have to, in my case, the same thing happened, that only it was one, like, a dialogue, a one man show. One was speaking, one was asking question. So that shouldn't happen in any team, because that was a bad point, for which we were runner ups, not the winners. So that was the point. And also, we were not able to produce the cloud charges. So because of these 2 points, we were kept as runner ups, not as the winners. So follow each and everything which I've said, and I hope that will make you as winners. Thank you, guys. I think this will help you a lot.
Raghavinder, thank you so much for joining us in this short moment and for sharing your experiences. It means a
uh,
lot.
yeah, welcome, Dixit.
Sure. Shubh, because you can
Yep.
speak about Google Solution Challenge.
Is the slide visible?
No.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
I'm sorry to disturb you. Actually, I didn't share. I wanted to show my demo presentation of final one.
It's fine. You can send the PPT to me and I'll share that in the
Oh, okay, fine.
group.
Okay, fine.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can you share the next slide? Yep. So there is one more major program is called Google Solution Challenge. So what is Google Solution Challenge? So every year Google conducts its annual solution challenge called Google's solution challenge. It is it is conducted by Google. The main motto of the Google Solution Challenge is to solve any 17 sustainable goals by leveraging Google technology and create innovative solutions. So, can you move the slide? Yep. So there are like 17 sustainable development goals. So with the main motto of us is to solve one of them through Google Tech Stack. So the motivation for it is to solve the specific problem statement with the tech stack of Google, like TensorFlow and Flutter for the Android apps. Next PPT. And so there is like specific timeline for the Google Solution Challenge. First step is to join the chapter club in the college. After that, you form a team and register in the Solution Challenge. After that, we have like 17 sustainable development goals of United Nations. From that, we can select any one of them or two. After that, identify a problem statement and its solution, like how can you solve the solution. And after that, you design the user interface. After then, you can start building the backend systems in Google Tech Stack and test your solution, validating your idea. Is it the correct solution or not? Then, after building a project, you need to iterate the your project in multiple sections. So once you build the project and we need to add some features, we need to iterate on that feature, and we need to get some support from the mentors. Are we building the right product or not? And we need to validate our idea, and if you are building any system, is it scalable or not? If the system can be used by like 10,000, 20,000, even 1 lakh people, what if we scale down to 1 million people? Is the system works? Something like that. After that, every year Google Solution Challenge will be conducted in March. It was conducted this year 2023, and for the year 2024 it will be conducted most likely in the month of 2024 March, in the month of March. So when you form a team, and every will be assigning you a mentor from any Google student club. So if the project is based on Android or web, if the project is based on Android, we'll be assigning you Android members from our team to help you assist in the project. And next slide. Yep, these are the 17 sustainable development goals by United Nations. You can pick any one of them and start finding a problem. And here in the solution challenge, there will be no problem statements given. So you have to, specific about the problem statement you are picking, and you need to solve that in a efficient manner. So, yep. Next slide, please. Yep. So this is a chapter link for our page, GDSC CVR page. If you want to get notified about all the events and notification, you can join the chapter link, and there is a join now button. You can click that to join the event.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. Raghavendra wants to include one more point that for SIH we need two mentors. One must be a male and other must be a female faculty from our college, so that they can mentor you and they can even travel with you to the final level if you got selected. Vikas, you would like to speak anything or should I pause
Yep,
you?
yep. I'm done.
Thank you, Vikas. I would now like to invite Shuk to speak about his past experiences that he has actually he participated in many hackathons, so it would be better if he share his previous experiences. Over to you, Shuk.
Thank you, Dikshita. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So my journey with hackathons started in first year itself. I met two great guys. Actually, it was one was through in college event, and the other was through LinkedIn. So there's a Hitesh and Vikas. So we are a trio, and we participate in a large number of hackathons. We have been participating since first year. So one of our first hackathon was in Vienna VJIT. Um, so it was the VJ hackathon where we built Guider. which is a recommendation platform, which based on your interest, it takes a survey, and then based on our interest, it is about the courses and the job recommendations. So these are one of our first hackathons, and the main thing in hackathon to do is you can start project beforehand itself, but while in the hackathon, there will be reviewing. So reviewers will be coming to you every 2 to 3 hours, and they'll be keeping asking you the status updates. So what have you made? And they'll be giving their suggestions and any changes they have in the. So one thing to note that make sure you build it in such a way that any changes which the reviewer might say, you can accommodate that, and keep the architecture in such a way that you need to be able to explain it. So when they ask you that, why did you do one thing this way and not the other way? So you need to be capable to explain that too. Then the next hackathon itself was in Bangalore, ETH India. So it's a hackathon conducted by Ethereum and other sponsors, so where we built a platform similar to HackerRank and LeetCode, but which would give you tokens if you get top in the leaderboard. So all the hackathons, majority of them are free to attend. Such as this ETH India was free to attend. It was in Bangalore. It was a 36-hour hackathon, and there was a lot of prize pools from different companies there. And the recent one which we attended was in GNI Hackathon. It was conducted by the Guru Nanak Institution, where Dikshita, Vikas, Hitesh, and we were a team. And we built the problem statement was related to medicine. So we built a OCR, an app, kind of like Google Lens, but it scans your prescription sheet, and then based on that, it sends you reminders. Okay. So one huge thing from hackathons is that after you go each and every hackathon, you have projects with you, all the projects. Those you can put on your resume and you can showcase them. We also went to a hackathon in Gokaraju, Rangaraju, and the hackathon was 24-hour hackathon called Epitome. And there we made a application with React Native. So another thing in hackathons is that whatever new technology you are interested in, before a week of the hackathon, you can learn it and then try it out in the hackathon itself. So you will get to know what are the plus points of the technology and where is the bottleneck or where does it get in your way when implementing something. So there we implemented an application using React Native and Google Nearby gave us its API. What it did was wireless attendance. So when the teacher, instead of them calling out each and every roll number, so they just start the attendance timer, and all the students can, with the biometric in the phone itself, can give the attendance directly. So we have also participated in online hackathons. One of them was Eat for All, which we found through DevFolio. In Eat for All, it was an online hackathon, and we built a NPM package for secure storage in IPFS. Then there are also hackathons which were conducted by companies. So one such company's hackathon which we attended was Catalog. So where so these hackathons can be of different type. It's not all that you have to create some project. Some hackathons, everyone has the common problem statement, and it depends on who completes it first and who makes the better project. So once was this conducted in Catalog, where we had to implement the RAS distributed consensus algorithm by reading the research paper, where we stood first. And another very recent one was also at Catalog, where we all the teams had to had the same task, implementing 3 to 4 cryptography algorithms in whatever tech stack you know. We implemented it in TypeScript and Node.js, and there we got the second prize, which was $250. So similar to this, you can. It's not like the first years can't attend hackathons. You all can start doing this from the first year itself, and so the more hackathons you attend, the more experience you will get in all of this. So do join the CVR chapter by scanning the QR code or following the link. Get all the future updates.
We are open for Q&A. If anyone have any questions, you can raise in chat and DMs. You can speak about it. Because are you there?
Yes, yes.
Does anyone have any questions? As a fresher, even though you don't have much skills, you can start learning them, and you can collab with some other any of your classmates and talk to them. I know even they might not have such skills to participate in a competition, but the first step is you should start. Try to ask your seniors if they are willing to participate with you. Then yes. If not, collaborate with your own team, make a team, and then try developing the skills. Learn, keep learning. Then you can eventually reach their level, like the one who spoke their previous experiences, like Shu and Raghavendra and many more. Where do we learn from?
Okay. So, uh, so as a fresher, like you don't have like I know like when we are starting out, we don't have any dev experience, but we want to go to, into hackathons, right? So for me, like what I've done is like learn like minimum web development, like just what the web development needed for just building a simple static page website. So by that, just bare minimum development is enough for the hackathons. You can learn any language and then start dev. It will be much simpler. You can learn dev in like 1 month, like bare minimum dev in 1 month. Like, can you suggest few sources? Like sources for what? Like Android web, blockchain. There are like different domains, right? So
One thing you
primarily
can
for
do,
web,
yeah,
yep, yep. Go on, show.
one thing you can do is you can first select which domain you want to get in. Focus on which domain in the whole BTech or whatever domain you're interested in. Either it can be web, or it can be Android, or it can be machine learning, blockchain. Okay. For us, for me myself, it was web. So I started learning web development. You is Mozilla Developer Network (MDN), and MDN. There are like a lot of resources such as MDN. Full Stack Open is one such course provided by University of Helsinki, and you can also follow Free Code Camp on YouTube. So those are some sources for web development. Android, you can use Google's uh, official course, which you can get from the Android official documentation itself. So first, decide what domain you want to be in, and then you can ask questions. We have to provide you.
Actually, there is someone who have kept a chat. How can we participate in hackathon from first year? We don't even know at least basic knowledge of coding, fresher things. So basically, I would suggest you is whenever you go to a hackathon, you will be having your own problem statement. So learn accordingly to the problem statement as of now, because you cannot learn complete technology in 1 or 2 days. So that happens to every fresher, so that's not a problem. So whenever you're doing project, learn the basic thing which you need for that and start with the project. And when you're starting the project and you're going to the project, you'll automatically learn the things.
One thing you can also do as when the suggested is look at the problem statement which you are interested in, and then identify what is required to build it. Okay. So, for example, let's take a recent project which we built, which was prescription reminder. So for that, I would need either a website, either or an Android app. Okay. So based on that, you try learning the basics of web development or Android development. And then, okay, so once you got the web page built, a simple web page, then you have to ask another question. Okay, how will our camera scan the prescription, and how will it extract the text from that? So there you might need to get into a little bit of AIML. Use OCR, or there will be a lot of modules made by different uh, contributors in open source. So you can make use of those. So go in a logical way. So whatever you require, go through that. Okay, college support for hackathons. Mm, so, okay, one thing is hackathons keep on happening every day. Every day there will be a hackathon conducted by any different companies, different organizations, different colleges and all. You, if you are able to make time, it is better. But I don't recommend going to literally every hackathon or such. There are some popular hackathons which you can, learn about from YouTube or social media. So attend only those hackathons and prepare yourself for those hackathons. Okay, before attending the hackathon. So let's say, for example, and also, yeah, keep checking those platforms which I mentioned there. I'll be sharing the whole PPT and everything later. So keep checking those platforms and select the one which you're interested in. Make note of all the deadlines. And then before the deadline, you start preparing for it. Okay, how do you prepare? Select the problem statement beforehand and then learn the technologies required with that. And college support. So college does provide some attendance, I think. That completely depends on the head of departments of your particular branches.
I want to add one point, for this SIH. So as in the deadline page, you have mentioned about this training for the participants, right? So there actually what happens is we'll be given an AWS course where you can learn some things regarding freely. And also if your project requires any resources like hardware or software, that things will be provided by SIH only. So software, basically we don't need much things except the cloud deployment and etc. So if your project really requires cloud, you can apply. They will give you some link before the start of before your hackathon only. So you have to just register through that link so that you can get the access to the AWS cloud and etc. for your deployment purpose. And also one main advantage of SIH is, so basically whoever are giving the problem statements are some ministries or some reputed organizations. So why are they giving those problem statements here is they need a solution to that problem so that they can use those solutions. So for us, the ministry didn't come to review a complete project. There were only panel members to review. But for many problem statements, the ministries directly come to see the problem statements and the solutions which you provide. And if they feel that if the solution is apt and if they accept that, one thing which you can, one thing what they do is they give you an opportunity to work with them for several months and complete the project with a good stipend. And the certificate which those ministries provide, which is obviously a government certificate, is really important, and it will be a huge weight to your resume also. And that's it.
And I see many of the first years are asking that we are first years and we don't have a decent coding skills and everything. I would say that the first step to participate in hackathon is by applying. Once you apply, you get to start learning, building a good team, and then you will develop a great presentation and communication skills. One or the other time, whatever you learn will help you out in building many projects and building your resume and so on. You'll definitely have benefits with the things which you learn going with the time. And also, someone asked that can you suggest a few sources for NLP and deep learning? I would say TensorFlow Hub and Andrew NG courses where you can see the next steps, and you can refer to the Kaggle for data sets, start trying out building some projects, and start contributing to the open source, and and that's all.
One more thing is basically if you don't understand something, you actually have something called Stack Overflow. So that's really a great source of learning through errors. So I suggest you to please sign in into Stack Overflow. They'll send you some suggestion mails every day. I suggest you to open those mails so that they'll put some errors and they'll post solutions which are really helpful. So when I do projects also, I purely rely upon, what do we say, Stack Overflow. Whatever codes or something which you get on Google, they are posting it for free. And what people think, what you might think is that code will work fine, but what exactly the scenario is, no one wants to put their code for free. So obviously many codes are not error free. So whenever you get an error, I suggest you to go to Stack Overflow. That is best place to learn. And that's it from my side. Someone are asking for coding courses and etc. So you can actually go through YouTube. First, choose a programming language which you need. So it doesn't. So people say that you cannot use Python for data structures and etc. It's not like that. What you have to understand is you have to choose a programming language. I prefer choosing two programming languages are important. So that from my side it is C++ and Python. So you can choose Java, Python, or anything. So make sure you learn programming languages, and you have multiple YouTube courses where they'll teach you DSA. And if you want to practice, you can go through Coding Ninjas and LeetCode. And certificates, basically you need to pay that for certificates. I don't prefer, course completion certificates are not of so use. So either you can go through NPTEL, which has a great weightage, and also you have some certificates that are given by companies like IBM and Amazon for AWS. IBM gave multiple certificates for multiple courses, and also Facebook have also launched multiple courses. So those courses you have to check, and those certificates are valid for your resume. I hope this will help.
Uh, Firstly, I would like to thank Raghavinder, Shubha, and Vikas for sharing their past experiences and uh, conducting this event on such a short notice. And they have shared quite information on what is hackathon, how one should develop their skills, what are the benefits with the participating in hackathons, what kind of hackathons do actually exist, and Raghav especially spoke on Smart India Hackathon, its procedure, and his experiences. And you can even look at his PPT. This is the final PPT that he submitted for SIH once he got the credentials. We'll definitely post all the resources in our main group. And also, even if you're a fresher, don't get disappointed. Try to learn and participate at the same time. If you are interested in participating in this SIH, the last date is 19th of this month, that is day after tomorrow. You need to come up with a problem statement and fill the registration form as soon as possible. And on 21st, we have first round of selections in our campus, maybe at the auditorium. We'll definitely get all the details about the venue and timings with date via student groups and all. And I would really suggest every one of you to participate in hackathons so that you can develop many skills and you can even align them with your interest. And working in team is a key to success. You can divide your responsibilities based on your project requirements and assign the roles like front end, back end, Android, AIML, and everything. And not only SIH, we even spoke about Google Solution Challenge and different organizations like mostly government will also conduct many hackathons and company-wise Accenture and uh, IBM and many other companies will also come up with the hackathons. Like recently, I spoke to my junior that people got second years got selected for. I'm sorry, correction. This third year got selected for uh, a company. I'm sorry, I forgot the company, but our placement group has signed up for a hackathon. And once they need to learn AIML and DevOps skills in a month, and then they'll get to qualify
Cognizant.
for that hackathon. Yeah, right.
Cogn.
Cognizant.
Yeah.
And overall, hackathons are fun and exciting way to learn new things, meet new people, and challenge yourself to create something great. And I really appreciate everyone who participated in today's event and keep attending such kind of events we conduct so that you get to know all the information and even take guidance from many other people like Raghav, Shub, and Vikas who had experience in the hackathons. And thank you. I thank everyone who participated this session and you guys made it really successful. This is officially our first event. Thank you very much.
Vinder, can
Thank you,
you please
Deepika.
explain the
Yeah,
slide?
yeah, 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 sure, sure. So basically, you'll be given a PPT where these all only the green things will be they'll give only the thing which is in green, and the things which are in the black you have to fill everything. So in the first slide they'll ask you about general things like what from which ministry you are choosing this this problem statement, what is the code of that problem, and what is the problem title. Then you will be asked to give the team a team name and team leader. So basically in SIH, the main role is is played by team leader itself. Whatever SIH wants to communicate will be communicated through team leader, and whatever team leader has to communicate will be communicated through only team leader. So team leader has to take main lead here. So details must be filled very correctly because everything will be communicated through mail and through team leader mail only, and they'll ask for some secondary mail also. So can you go to second slide? So in the second slide, they'll ask you to describe your idea, solution, and prototype. So I am not so, I don't want to put, a big page of paragraph or something. So I've just kept something in a simple way. And don't assume that you cannot change the idea after when you present. So I just presented here bidirectional LSTM, but I use transformers over there. So you can change the idea accordingly. I'm not suggesting you to do that. But if you think that that is more optimal than this thing, you can do that thing, of course. So then you have to put the flow chart. And I've seen my friends' presentation from other colleges where I've just when I've connected through the network of SIH. So they were putting some large images which were having multiple blocks and etc. I don't suggest putting all those things. Put it in a simple, precise, and do not use odd colors and multiple colors. 3 or 4 colors are maximum to put for a flowchart. And though your project, it is a very complex project also, try to make it in a modular approach so that you can put it everything in a single module. You need not to explain everything in PPT. They only check your idea and what are the technologies that you're using. So in this slide, you have to just explain your idea, the flowchart mechanism, how your project flows, and what are the technologies you're using. So can you go to third slide? So here you have to say the use cases. So basically where your project is being used, so where it can be used. So my project is summarization, so it can be used for article summarization. So why am I using that is reduce the times and etc. So I can even summarize various domains. So also dependencies, you have to put your dependencies. So what exactly is dependency is? So to run a project or to run your project or show your project, what all things you require. First thing is, to execute my project, I need data sets. So I'm getting it from Kaggle and GitHub, which are the official sources for your data sets. And also you can use different sites for inferences, which means that I have used multiple sites where where they're giving summarizations. And to execute, I'm using Google Colab. Also, they won't check multiple dependencies here. And also your showstopper, your mine is, it's a text summarization model. If I want to summarize, I need a whole dictionary words, so that's a showstopper for me. But it's not a big problem to me because every article doesn't contain every word. So you have to put only those showstoppers which are really, rectified. It's not like that you can put everything whatever you like as a showstopper. And also the domain specific, ours is a domain specific. If I want to summarize the articles, news articles, I have to have a one model, and for sports article I need to have another model, which is possible. It is tedious one, which is possible. You can overcome it by, there is a concept of merging models in AI, so you can use that also. And the last slide would be, of course, your team details and etc., where you have to fill it. And after this, SIH people will ask you for your Aadhaar card details and your ID cards, where they want to check your original existence. And after that, you'll get a call from Spock of the nodal center which you get, and there you have to say your details. And no need of any worrying because the management will give you all accommodation and etc. But if you stay 1 day or 2 days extra in the same accommodation, you have to pay charge. But in the specified time, if you stay, that will be obviously okay. I think I'm done from my side. If anyone has any doubts, we can ask.
Thank you, Ravinder, for describing the PPT and for your
uh,
great session today.
it's my pleasure.
Yeah. So, any of you, all the participants or anyone, you can connect with us through link free. And if you have any doubts regarding anything, please send a message and we'll resolve it. Please join the chapter through the link tree, follow us on social media, and thank you everyone for attending today's session and being there till the end. Hope you had a wonderful session and learned many things.
uh, Shub, if you could explain, could you please say the importance of LinkedIn to those people?
LinkedIn, yeah.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn, it's basically like the Facebook for professional. Okay, like how in Facebook you send follow requests. It's all about friends, right? In Facebook, but in LinkedIn, it's all about professional network. So you might be having connections with professionals from industry professionals from different companies. Okay, so all the working people, all the employees, all developers, and all the industries, it's all basically on LinkedIn. So where you can connect with people, you can post about your achievements. It's like basically an online CV, online resume. So whatever achievement you have, we make a post there. Like how we make posts on Instagram or Facebook, right? So similarly, you can post about your achievements or certificates or projects which you have done, everything on LinkedIn. You can create your own profile and I'll fill all the details of this. And you can also connect with recruiters there or other people on any level which you might be interested in. So many people actually use LinkedIn for this. So if they apply for some company's hiring process, they connect with some SD1 or such employees there to get to know about the work environment and other things. So on LinkedIn, you can find people with lots of different skills. Your homepage will be, it's like an infinite thing. People will be posting all their achievements and everything like daily, and you can too. So LinkedIn is a place where you can showcase your own skills, showcase your all the projects and everything, and make yourself a highlight there. Mm, so someone asked about open source contributions also. Um, so basic, actually, we are planning to conduct a session on open source very soon. And if you have any particular doubts, you can connect us through Linktree and any other social media. Mm, That's all for it today. Thank you everyone for joining the session. A recording of this session will be posted on YouTube if you want to access it later. Thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.